Canada's COVID-19 testing requirements are putting a damper on many people's travel plans, and that's why businesses on both sides of the border are taking aim at those expensive PCR tests, arguing that proof of full vaccination should be enough to travel. So joining us with more is President of Travel Secure, Martin Firestone. Welcome to your morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm curious to know your thoughts on these current requirements that call for a negative test issued no more than 72 hours before coming back into Canada. And you have some concerns around the way that the tests are actually being conducted. Can you share those with us?
Yeah, big time. I think, firstly, it's incredibly redundant, not to mention the expensiveness of it. And it's creating tremendous hesitancy among travelers. For sure, the short-term travelers are just going over for a day. They can't even make sense of how they can spend that kind of money. And snowbirds, even for that matter, if they weren't coming back in April, which they hope it will not be in place by then, are concerned also at this point.
Some companies provide tests that you can do yourself at home or do while you're traveling. What are your thoughts on those tests?
Yeah, that's problematic at best. I mean, you got to be in an area where there's good Wi-Fi. You have to be knowledgeable with the computer. You have to do it in front of a registered nurse, then seal the pack, and then send it out by courier. Nothing is simple at all doing that home test at this point, and depending where you are, it could be almost impossible. So that's not the answer.
I know we're only one day in, but what are you hearing about how the COVID-19 test requirement is affecting travel plans for your clients?
It's huge. I mean, they're basically, the short-term ones are the ones going on Christmas vacation, a family of 5. They're not going to be spending $1,000 when they head home, amongst all the other problems, such as the kids not going back into school. But at this point, they are putting things like that on hold and saying until this gets removed, or at least lowered down to potentially a rapid test, they're not going anywhere at this point.
What has it meant for your business?
Oh, business has been good with respect to snowbirds because, as I said, they're going away, and by April, they hope this is not around. But the short-term traveler, no doubt, has affected their decision, and they're not traveling until, hopefully, by November 21st, maybe, just maybe, they'll remove that requirement.
We understand that the point of the testing is for public safety and health concerns, but we also know that even fully vaccinated individuals can still transmit COVID-19 to others. Delta variant is real. So what approach should Canada take that would mitigate that risk while still opening up travel? Can you do both?
Well, I think if you're fully vaccinated and, of course, showing no symptoms when you're crossing the border, that should be safe enough. I mean, the problem is now people coming back in who took the test in Canada, possibly exposed on the U.S. side from an afternoon trip, it's not going to show anything. So it's incredibly redundant and something that they should really think, and maybe a rapid test would be the next logical step to go at that point.
Martin, what are you hearing about from others in your industry? Because when we look south of the border, a lot of these tests are offered for free or very inexpensive. You know, the price differential here, as you point out, I mean, I'm a family of 5. We're paying $300 a shot. That's a lot of money to add on to a vacation. So what are people in your industry talking about in terms of the cost of these tests?
Yeah, some are coming back surprisingly and telling me they got a free test. And I said, how's that possible? And it turns out they walked into a local drugstore, or there was a pop-up clinic, and they just had to give a zip code. In many cases, the zip code of the hotel they were staying at or the location they were at. So, but that you can't depend on that. A, will it be back in time before you need it? And is it available in the city you're going? So yes, it appears some people are fortunate enough to get it, but it's by no means the norm.
Yeah, you're going to, in the meantime, adding on a lot of cost if you choose to travel, even for a weekend or for a day. Martin Firestone, great to talk to you this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.